you doing? Beautiful belly? Yeah, good girl. You want to come up and say hi? Come on. Come on. Nope. Okay. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona, where we are having a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday. Yay! It's all about fun today. So what fun did you get up to today? What new and exciting? Did you try anything new and exciting? Did you do something a little different today? Did you get to play? What fun did you get today to help release the creativity? I had so much fun. I packed so much into this morning. It was unbelievable how much I got packed into this morning. So Zeffy and I went for a walk. We got started, despite the fact that I ended my live this morning in time to go and take a shower and everything. By the time I got ready, it was too late to go for a walk and get back in time for our morning call. So poor Zeffy had to wait until the call was done. But I was like ready to go. I had everything ready to go. And so we were out the door pretty quickly within 5 minutes of the call starting. And we went for this nice, extra long walk today. And it was just beautiful outside. Yeah, the wind was blowing. That was the only annoying part, which was affecting all the allergies and everything else. So I'm coughing up a storm and sneezing and all that sort of good stuff. But then I thought, it's good because it's getting this stuff out of my system so I don't have to have it resting there causing issues. So I was grateful for that. And then as we came back, the next door neighbor came out, and we haven't really had a lot of, they've been there since like September. And we haven't really had a lot of interaction or a chance to chat or anything like that because they're always coming and going and I'm always in here working. And so we just happened to meet out there and we ended up having this great conversation with our neighbor and got to know them a little better. And it was her husband was out at the time and she was the only one home. And so we ended up having this great conversation out there. And Zeffy, for once, I'm going to say for once, because normally when I stop and talk to somebody, when we're out walking, she's like whining up a storm. And unless I actually pick her up and hold her in my arms, she will keep whining. If I pick her up, she's fine. But if we're standing there, she's constantly just whine. She doesn't like it when I stop and talk to people. She wants to keep moving. But I guess because we were right next door, she maybe didn't feel that way or something. I don't know. But I had this great conversation. And it was just a really nice conversation with the neighbor and found out that they've now extended a month. Because I don't want to go driving with the gas prices the way. And I'm finding that's been a very common theme around the RV park when we meet other people or I meet up with friends and we're talking and is that a lot of people are deciding to extend their stays here for now because they don't want to pay the gas prices. They've got a diesel engine on theirs. I have a gas engine. So, a little difference in the pricing and everything else. But yeah, it's just crazy out there. And so there's a lot of people staying. So I'm curious with other parks, other RV resorts and stuff, if they're experiencing the same thing where they have their seasonal snowboard people down here and they are extending as well, hoping to see the prices go down so they can at least then travel back home for the summer. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people actually stay in the park through the summer this year. We've already made the decision that we're going to stay. We've already gotten the notice from the campground. We finally went over and cleared out our campground mailbox the other day because I keep forgetting to do that. And I thought, I'm supposed to pay the water by the first of the month. Yeah, so I went over there and found that and found the water bill, so got that paid. And also there was a notification in there telling us what next year's rates are going to be. And they've gone up over what I paid last year significantly, almost. Hey, give it here. Good girl. There you go. Her birthday ball. One of her birthday balls. I should have held on to it. Bring it here, Zeph. Bring it here. She's got her head down, chomping on it, back end in the air and tail going like crazy. And now she's got it stuck underneath the recliner. Just pull it out with you. There you go. Good girl. Bring it here. Release. Good girl. All right, you can get that back when I finish, okay? I've got the one eye stare under the table with the tail wagging. She so wants to play. Bring me your non-squeaky toys. And so, so we've got to have a conversation. So you're finding many people, and so they've hiked the rates up. And I'm sort of like, okay, it's still affordable. Yeah, it's still a very affordable place to stay, because the rent here is, I would never find an apartment, a house, or anything to rent for what I'm paying here for a year. So I'm sort of like, yep, I've got the money put aside, because I knew I was going to maybe staying another year, so I'd put money aside for that. So I've got that set aside. So, it's all working out, and everything is coming to fruition, which is kind of cool. But so we had a nice walk this morning, and then we came in, and it was breakfast time, because by now it was like 9 o'clock, and I thought, okay, make sure it was after 9 o'clock, because it was after 10. Sorry. So it was around 10:30 when we sat down here, and I got some work done, and then thought, oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. So breakfast was like around 11 o'clock. I'm getting so bad at having breakfast on time. And so I'm sitting here eating my breakfast with my little pal sitting next to me, hoping to get some cheese, which she got a little bit of cheese. And then I'm sitting here playing card games, and there's one that's called 500, which I grew up playing in New Zealand, and it's a game that I absolutely love. And I found a computer version of it, and I was like, yes. And so while I'm sitting here eating my breakfast, I'm playing cards, and I'm asking Zephyr, I said, oh, because you have to call whatever trumps are. And so going, oh, do you think we should go 6 or should we go 7? How many tricks do we think we can win? And so I was including her in the game, and all she was doing was just looking at my cheese. She wasn't interested in playing a card game. She just wanted the cheese. She was just in it for the cheese. That's all. And then we finished up everything, did some more work, and then it was time. Then we had our lunch break, because we have a lunch break built in. Then we had to get on chat, and it was a fun afternoon on chat, but it was kind of weird. It just felt weird, even though I was having fun. And it was just like, and then I sort of felt out of sorts. So then I had to switch my attitude back to the fun mode again to help bring me back into alignment and everything else. And that was a challenge. And I was just like, I was starting to feel very lethargic, and I was like, that's not like me. So made sure I was drinking my water, which I was, filled up my water bottle several times. And so I was sort of like, by the time I got to the end of the day, I was sort of like, all right, I need to go take Zephyr for her walk. This is at 5 o'clock when I finished. And so I went into the bedroom, and she's curled up there on the bed, and she just lifts her head up and looks at me. And so I crawl across the big mistake. I crawled across the bed, give her scratches, and just talk with her and ask if she wanted to go for a walk. And I ended up falling asleep for a couple of hours, for about an hour, just over an hour. Because when I woke up, it was like 6:18, 6:20, somewhere around there. Thought, oh, we better go for a walk. So we just got back from our walk. We had a nice long walk tonight. It was good. And but yeah, it's been a very fun day, and also a very different type of day. So now we're going to go figure out what we're going to do for dinner. And as soon as I get off this, somebody's going to be wanting her TREATSs, which she doesn't get for another 40 minutes. But she's going to try and get them earlier, because she'll like reluctantly walk over to her treat button and just go on it. She is so funny. Like, she'll sit there now. She looks at me, she looks at the button, she looks back at me, and I go, what do you want? I go, tell me. And when I kind of ignore her on that one, she's like, and I go, what? And she'll look at the button, and she'll look at me, and I go, I don't know what you want. You're going to have to tell me. So after a few times of this, she finally gets up, and she goes over, and she goes with like a loose paw on the button, and the treat comes out. And oh, you want a treat? Excellent. And I give her a treat. So yeah, she's kind of hilarious that way. But now she's sitting pretty, waiting for her ball to be thrown. So I'm out of here. Go have a fun day. Plan a fun weekend. Do something different this weekend. Just make it, and whatever you do, find a way to make it fun. If you have to do housework, one of my favorite, because I absolutely detest housework. I don't like doing housework. So what I do to help me get through that is I put on my favorite dance tunes from the 80s. I even have a little playlist, and I put my noise canceling headphones on, because when you got the vacuum cleaner running, you need to have the noise cancelling headphones on to hear the music. And I dance my way through my chores, dance my way through the housework, and that's how I get through it, is with music, and it makes it fun. And the dog just looks at me like I've gone crazy, and so she'll go and sit up on the window and then decide that she'll just stay there. She's out of the way of everything, but she keeps an eye on what's going on outside and what's going on in here. So anyway, we're out of here. Go have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun evening. Not sure what we're going to do. Figure out a movie to watch, I think. That's if we can get we sat down to watch something else. One of the PBS masterpieces, and nothing. The Wi-Fi, there's nothing wrong with the Wi-Fi or anything, but with the wind howling, we couldn't get a clear signal, and I just didn't feel, so I didn't feel like pulling down my my folders of DVDs, and I was just like, we'll just turn that off for now. And so we had a non-TV evening last night, no movies, no series, no nothing, and I actually pulled out my little speaker, which I left over there, and my phone's over there now, pulled out my phone and my speaker and hooked and Bluetooth the speaker on, and started and kept listening to my audiobook I was listening to, and sat there and did some jigsaw puzzles. Then I was starting to get tired, and so I thought, okay, we'll go to bed. And that was around 9:30. But of course, if you watched this morning, you found out that I didn't turn the lights out till 12:30 because I had to read the end of the book. Now I got to figure out a new book to read at night. But anyway, go have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Have some fun this evening. Go and just have fun this evening. Put some music on and just dance. Done that before too. Tried to get Brad to dance one time, and he was like, I don't dance. I says, 1 foot here, 1 foot there, and we'll do the high school sway. And so we did that. But anyway, go have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Shake It Up Saturday. Hey, Gonada.